have you all been? Well, welcome to Guilt Free Mind, and today's topic of discussion is the 11 signs of depression. How do you identify if your loved one is suffering from depression? You may think that maybe these symptoms mimic that of depression, but they can also be anxiety, they can also be PTSD. So how do you differentiate that your loved one is suffering from depression and not something else? Unfortunately, depression has become such a common term that people are using it in their day-to-day language without even realizing how big of an issue, how big this problem really is. And another factor with depression is that it manifests in many different varieties. That is again something people, tend to overlook or not even realize actually. Let me make one thing very clear. Depression is treatable. But if you're expecting that your loved one who's suffering from depression will come out of the abyss all on their own, then I'm really sorry to say, but they will need a guiding hand. So if you know someone who's suffering from depression, please be their support system. Do not think that it's a phase and they will get through it on their own. Please take them to a counselor, a therapist, a psychiatrist who can actually help them process it and find ways to get out of depression. Now, without much delay, let's get into the video and discuss the first sign of depression. The first sign of depression is a constant feeling of doom. People who have depression, they constantly feel that something is gonna go wrong in their life. Even if they are having a good day, instead of focusing on the good things that are happening today, they will think like, okay, it's okay, I'm not gonna feel good about whatever is happening in my life because tomorrow is just going to be horrible. When tomorrow comes, all of these good things will just go away and what I will be left with is the same old, bad feeling, and something bad is going to happen. Just because something good is happening, something even worse is gonna happen with me. This constant, feeling of doom keeps them from enjoying even the little bit of happiness that they might find, because they are constantly worried about what next is going to happen and how bad it's going to be. If the happiness is of this proportion, they think that the bad thing will be of this proportion. This is how their brain has got wired to think. So they are constantly expecting bad things to happen to them. Now, getting to the second point. A hopeless outlook. People who have depression find it very hard to have hope. And hope is what keeps us all alive. If today is bad, we always hope that okay, tomorrow is going to be a little bit better than this. Tomorrow is not going to be like today. But when a person is suffering from depression, all they can think about is bad things. So they don't hope. They don't have that hope. They don't have that ray of hope in themselves that tells them that okay, tomorrow is going to be a little better than today. They are constantly thinking about bad things happening, and that kind of takes away their ray of hope. They keep wondering, why are they living? What is their purpose in life? I mean, others can go on without them. So, why should they be a part of others' lives? What are they bringing into others' lives? What is their contribution to others' lives? If they are not here today, will it really matter? These are the kind of thought processes that goes on in the mind of such people who are suffering from depression. Now, next point is loss of interest. This is something that most people are aware of. When a person is severely depressed or suffering from depression, they will lose interest in even the activities that they used to love the most. They will not want to go out, they will not want to socialize with others, they will not want to interact with anyone. All they would want to do is lock themselves up in their own room and possibly sleep all day or just keep lying in bed, stuff like that. So if your loved one is showing symptoms of not interacting, not socializing, not getting out of bed, not changing their clothes, not even going for hair, for combing their hair or shaving or taking bath, you need to understand that something's wrong with your loved one. Now, to classify this as depression, it has to be going on for at least a certain period. Like if a person has had a recent breakup and is holds in the room for 3 days, that does not mean that the person has depression. Now, Coming to the next symptom, that is insomnia. I'm sorry, you might be hearing some crackers going on in the background. I'm recording this on Diwali. It's a festival of light and crackers in India, so you may hear some of the cracker noises in the background, and I really apologize for that. So, coming to the next point, that is insomnia. Even on good days, sometimes we find hard to sleep. And imagine a person who constantly has dreadful thoughts in their mind. Will it be easy for them to sleep, or will it be terribly hard? In case of depression, actually both symptoms have been seen. Some people suffer from insomnia, that is, they cannot sleep at all. They lie awake throughout the night thinking of, what bad things might happen to them. While on the other hand, we have people who keep sleeping, who can actually go on sleeping for days on end. Because they feel that when they are sleeping, they are not thinking of the bad thoughts. So maybe it's just better that, I keep sleeping and not think. Sleeping is so much easier. So brain uses sleep as a defense mechanism in that case. So it can either be insomnia or it can be sleeping way too much. Along with, insomnia, they may experience other associated symptoms like anxiety, restlessness, a constant pacing, heavy sweating, trembling muscles, rapid heart rate or heart palpitations. All of these can seem like anxiety, but what might be giving rise to that anxiety can be depression. So only superficially checking someone and saying that, okay, you are suffering from anxiety is not enough. You have to really dig deep and find out what exactly is going on with that person. I would suggest, if you're suspecting your loved one to be suffering from anxiety, depression, or any of these things, please do not make the diagnosis yourself. Please take your loved one to a psychiatrist or a psychologist. If you're confused about whom to take your loved one to, I suggest you pick anyone and you take them. The mental health practitioner will tell you if you are at the right place. If they feel that your case can be sorted out with only a psychologist, they'll redirect you to a psychologist. If they feel that you will need the help of some drugs and a psychologist, they will tell you that as well. So if you feel that your loved one is suffering from depression, please take them to a mental health practitioner as soon as possible. Please do not delay this. Because honestly, no one can come out of this abyss on their own. Now, we got sidetracked there, didn't we? Coming back to the topic at hand. The next symptom is irritability or angry, constantly being angry, increase in anger. This symptom is more often observed in males who are suffering from depression. Males tend to get angry very easily, especially if they are, going through depression. They will get angry easily, they will be irritable, small things may set them off. They may show fluctuations in mood. Sometimes they might be okay, while you never know when that switch will go off and the person will get angry. And if this has been going on for a long period, if this is happening for a day, that does not mean that the person is in depression. Please keep that in mind. It has to be on a long-term duration. Changes in appetite and weight is the next point. This point might be clear to most of you. Most of you must have heard of this one at least. When a person is in depression, their mind is so preoccupied with thoughts, negative thoughts, that they tend to forget that they have to eat, that they have to, follow a routine in their life. That is why routine is the first thing that goes out of the window in case of depression. If they are, suffering from changes in appetite and weight changes will happen because of appetite changes, because this person just stops eating completely. Alternatively, some people also start stress eating. So they may be binging on food, like eating now, eating 5 minutes later, again they are eating. They are constantly eating because they are basically eating their emotions. They feel that eating kind of, acts as a solace. So when they're eating, they feel kind of good about it. Once they stop eating, the feelings and the thoughts, they all come crashing back. So they think that, okay, I need to eat more. When I was eating, I was still okay. I was not thinking about these things. So they go back to eating. Or the thoughts are they are so preoccupied that they just cannot even think of eating. So yeah, there will be weight fluctuations, there will be appetite fluctuations. Either the person will stop eating completely, or start eating too much, or gain weight because of eating too much, or lose a lot of weight because of not eating at all. Next is uncontrollable emotions. As I said previously, when people have depression, they are irritable, they are easily irritable, they get angry easily. This can also lead to rapid emotional fluctuation. One moment they're happy, one moment they're sad, one moment they're crying. Again, one moment they're happy. So, it's like a mixed bag of emotion, and it makes it very hard for their loved ones to figure out what emotion exactly the person is feeling. Because, like in 1 minute you're happy, in the second minute you're sad, in the third minute you're happy again, and in the fourth minute you're crying. So, imagine if you're stuck in such a situation, the person in front of you is acting so rapidly, it'll be very hard for you to figure out as well what is going on in that person's head. The next one is self-loathing. Oh yeah, before I go to self-loathing, one more point. People with depressive disorders also have a ton of mood fluctuations. They may have an okay mood, they may have a severely bad mood, they may have an extremely good mood and not be aware of why they are feeling happy itself. So there are tons of things that you have to take into account. Next is self-loathing. Self-loathing happens because these people start feeling, as I said before, they start thinking that, what is the point of my existence? Am I really contributing anything to my family, towards the society, or anything in general? Is staying in this world even making sense? When they start to think like this, eventually, the brain takes the thoughts towards a new direction, where the person starts to feel, okay, if I am not there, maybe others also will not have a problem. That begins self-loathing. They start to feel that they are the root cause of every problem in their life and every problem in their friends or their loved one's life. They feel if they, were not there, or if they were better, or if they were not the way they are, everything would be better. So this gives rise to a constant feeling of self-loathing. So such people would normally interact with you as, oh, I think it's all because of me. Your problem is also because of me. If only I was not a person like this, life would be so much better for you, for me, for everyone else. Like, they would talk in such terms. Next point is changes in viewpoint towards death. Death is something that bothers all of us. We don't want to, discuss the day someone passed or the day we will go or stuff like that. If your loved one starts to discuss life after death or how good ending everything sounds and stuff like that, then you really should view it as a red flag. You should view it as a red flag, and you should take that person to a psychologist or a psychiatrist as soon as possible. As I mentioned before, it does not matter whom you take them to, but you need to take them. This is one of the very, very clear signs of depression, and this is a sign that should not be ignored at any chance. It's a huge, huge red flag, and you need to be the person's support system and get them the treatment they deserve as soon as possible. Now, this brings us to the final point of the discussion, that is reckless behavior. Once a person loses regards, towards their own life, they can engage in any form of behavior. Now, this engaging in any form of behavior may be extreme sports, like, bungee jumping and paragliding, a person who's never learned, going for a paragliding and diving from high cliffs and stuff like that, because they don't really care about their life anymore. It doesn't matter to them whether they live, they don't live, stuff like that. So, you need to understand, if a person suddenly is showing interest in extreme sports and is not taking the safety part into consideration. A lot of us like adventure sports. Hell, I like it too. But a normal person would go for an adventure sport and take all the safety precautions, learn about it, practice, then go into something like that. Not that I've ever been in, I like it. But a person who's suffering from depression will not be like that. They will dive headlong without any concern for their safety. At least. They may be concerned about other safety, they will not show much concern about their own. So if you notice these flags, if you notice these 11 or any of these symptoms in high level in a loved one, your friend, your family member, your co-worker, please be their support system and take them to a psychologist or psychiatrist as soon as possible. The mental health practitioners will be able to figure out if the case is for them, or if the case needs to be redirected to a psychologist or a psychiatrist, or if both need to be involved in the treatment process. I hope this video has cleared up some of the confusion regarding depression, especially the signs of it. If you have any queries, you can always reach out to me. Well, I am available on YouTube. If you guys want me to live stream about this, you can let me know. I will do that as well. Otherwise, you can also reach me on Twitch. I live stream there every day from 11 a.m. to around 7:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. I do co-working and mental health streams. So co-working streams I do every day. So if you are finding it hard to focus on your work, you feel that there's a lack of motivation and you need a study buddy, then come over on my Twitch channel and we can work together. Also, if you want more details about this topic, depression, or any of the other mental health issues, you feel free to come over. I host mental health sessions on Twitch as well, live on Tuesdays and Fridays from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. If you want updates about the Twitch and YouTube and the blog, feel free to follow my Discord channel. The links you will find in the description section below. I mean, you'll find all of the links, the blog links, the video links, the Twitch links, all of them are in the description section. So feel free to follow me wherever you want and get your queries addressed as soon as possible. So with this, I would leave you and I will see you guys in my next video. Till then, take care, bye-bye, and well, stay safe.